Hello and welcome to Reality TV Cringe. I am one of your hosts, Delia, and I'm here with my real tight homegirl and my daughter-in-law, the Beatrice.
Hi, it's me.
We are here to talk Sister Wives, of course.
Yeah.
We are so excited to do so.
Ecstatic.
But before we do, we have to issue you a disclaimer. Please, hide your wife and hide your kids. This is a politically incorrect podcast. We say a lot of bad words.
Uh-huh.
A lot of them.
Yep.
And we have stupid opinions.
Oh, yeah.
And we will not apologize.
Nope.
So if you're one of them sensitive types,
Why are you even here?
you might want to find yourself another dumpster.
Bye.
But if you're down to party and fell a tree together, welcome to this dumpster.
And if you are down to party with us, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Reality TV Cringe. We finally hit 5,600 followers.
Oh my God, did
I
we
know.
really?
Yeah. And then join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Reality TV Cringe. That's where the real party's at. Uncensored videos, ad-free audios, bonus stuff, and a lot more.
If you are watching on YouTube, please do not forget to like and comment and share and subscribe, because every little thing you do helps us to grow in the algorithm, and that attracts the raccoon. We're trying to get to 5,000 raccoons. Do you think it's possible?
Maybe
You
in
have
a year
to
or
be able
two.
to visualize it.
I
a
know.
year or two.
Well,
I'm thinking like a month, honey.
I mean, I hope so.
In
I'm
a
just saying
month.
it's slow. It's a slow crawl
It
up
is.
to 5K.
But we are crawling.
We are.
And we would appreciate your help.
Yeah.
So thank you in advance. All right, let's just get right into this bum-ass episode, season 19, episode 17,
My God, are we done yet?
entitled,
Love is patient, love is kind.
and we have to be patient to continue to watch this show, Beatrice.
I am not patient.
Before we even get into the recap, I have to ask you, what is your major takeaway from this episode? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What is the vibe?
The vibe is bad.
Is it a bad vibe?
I was so fucking pissed watching this episode. I texted you.
You did.
And I was like, girl, just be prepared, because this is horseshit. Because we watched the entirety of Christine's wedding special that we already saw last year. Last year. It wasn't even anything new. It wasn't anything new. Except for maybe, I don't know, the shaving conversation with Peyton and stuff. Like I give a fuck. Like I give a fuck about a straight rager. I'm just like, I don't care. I would have rather watched 45 minutes of Cody and Robin chopping down a tree in Flagstaff than watching Christine grind up on David again.
Make out at the altar.
Oh my God, all the make out scenes.
I had to look away. I couldn't stare straight into the sun. I could not look at it. It was like, stop it.
It was so bad.
This instant.
It was so bad. So that's my major takeaway. I'm pissed.
Yeah, she was angry about it.
Yeah.
My major takeaway is that it's a really sad state of affairs when the best part of an episode is the preview for the next episode.
For real.
I mean, like, we didn't have to do all this. We could have just got right to Coyote Pass, and the fact that Meri has retained an attorney and that the gloves are off and Cody's talking about being unfair with the selling of the property. That's the shit we want to see and talk about.
Word.
We've already seen the wedding. We've already seen the run up to the wedding. We've already seen all of this content. So like, I don't understand. And I just want to say, like, I also watch many shows on Bravo. Been watching Bravo for a couple of decades now.
Yeah.
And the thing about Bravo that I think TLC needs to learn is that they seem to be willing to adjust. For example, currently, I know you don't watch a whole lot of Bravo, but currently we have the Real Housewives of New Jersey, iconic franchise. It's been around for, I don't know, 15 years or longer, a long, long time. But they are, the rumor is, scrapping the entire cast, and they're going to look for new people because the cast as it was with Teresa Giudice and all of these people, like, they sucked so bad and it was so freaking toxic and the audience was so over it. It was season after season after season with nobody really changing. And so finally the audience outcry was too much. And Bravo said, okay, well, fuck this. And I believe they're going to fire everybody. They fired the entire New York cast. And I think the first franchise was Orange County and then it was New York. So New York's been around like 20 years, fired all those old hoes.
Oh, wow. Really?
Recast it with a bunch of new younger hoes. These new younger hoes aren't doing so great. So they're probably going to fire all of these or shake it up, maybe bring back some old people. My point is, though, that Bravo tends to listen to their audience and actually care about what we think and what we feel, which takes me to Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with Kyle and Erica and Sutton. Now, this has been on for many, many, many years. And when there is enough of an outcry, they will fire somebody like Lisa Rinna and they'll bring on somebody new. And if that doesn't work, they'll fire them after a season 2 or 3, but they are willing to adjust. And so this season with Beverly Hills, we have a fire season. It's really fucking good so far.
Yeah.
It's really, really good because they listen to what the audience has to say. But for whatever reason, TLC just doesn't seem willing to adjust, not even a little. Like this entire season has been B-roll.
Yeah.
It's been shit that was on the editing floor.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And didn't you say when we started the season or right up, like the lead up to the season, that this was already in the can? Like, this is what they already made, like before Garrison passed and everything. Like, this is what they were going to release anyway. I keep seeing people online saying that all of this B-roll footage is just because they're trying to fill in the gaps from all of the Garrison footage. And maybe that's true. But at the same time, we're still watching bullshit from 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So there is more footage. They're probably filming for season 20 or something. Like, you could be adding in newer content. We could be talking about Coyote Pass. We could, I would rather watch Meri redecorate and hauntify the B&B.
De-hauntify or hauntify.
Literally, yes. Like, I would rather watch HGTV bullshit with Meri than this. But, like, it's just stuff we've already seen and we've been seeing for a long time. Like, it was one thing in season 18, season 17, where it was stuff that was kind of pieced together from the prior seasons, like little clips and stuff here and there. I get it. Whatever. That's producer thing. I get it. But this is like whole ass episodes that we've seen already.
Yeah.
This is whole ass scenes and stuff that we've seen already. I'm getting annoyed.
Yeah, you're using footage of Janelle gardening from 3 years ago during COVID. It's like, we've watched the show and you have such a loyal audience.
Yeah.
Like, you've got the same people watching week after week after week. Now, is there nothing to be said for something like fan service? Like serving the fans. What we want is some accountability from Cody Brown. So when you bring in Sukiyana or whatever her name is and we have a tell-all, she's actually asking some hard-hitting questions and he is made to answer them.
Right.
And if he doesn't, then he doesn't get his full paycheck because that's what they do with the housewives. For example, Real Housewives of Potomac, Karen Huger, the Grande Dame, did not show up for the reunion because she went to rehab or whatever because her DUI footage was released and it was really, really terrible. And I'll tell you about it later. But she didn't decide to show up. And so she forfeits, allegedly, a good amount of her season paycheck, which is exactly what they should be doing with Cody Brown and all of the OGs. But they don't. And I'm just wondering where along the way Cody has been empowered to call these shots like this.
Right.
And I'm also wondering where along the way they felt so comfortable just to self-film so much of the content as opposed to having a camera crew.
I know.
And like professional people around shooting this shit.
Right. Like, why are we putting these dopes in charge of the content that we want to see?
Right.
I don't want to see this bullshit. It's so stupid. I mean, even Cody and Robin chopping down a tree. I'm like, why are we chopping down another tree? Just to show that Cody's super strong and masculine.
He's so masculine. Let me show you how much of a man I am. Okay, you almost died.
I know.
Like, what are you doing with that tree?
Well, he's cut down 1,000 trees in his
Has
lifetime.
he? Okay.
He's very experienced.
Okay. And just Robin standing there twiddling her thumbs and trying to be the manager of Cody and this chainsaw. And it's like, there's nothing of value here. And there are so many opportunities to actually create content that we want to see. So I'm just wondering where the disconnect is with TLC. Why wouldn't you want to give us the show that we want to watch?
I know.
Like, that's what we're hanging on for.
Right.
We're hanging on for the dribs and drabs of truth telling.
Yep.
And some of the things that we've suspected all along. Like, why wouldn't you produce a show that we want to see?
I mean,
everybody's mad. Look at the subreddits.
I know.
Look
People
at
are so
fucking
pissed.
Twitter or X or whatever. Like, look at what people are saying. They are not happy.
Yeah. And it's unanimous across the board. Like, I even commented and posted on Reddit. I'm like, I'm fucking mad. I'm so pissed off. Because it's just like egregious at this point. Like, this week's episode was the nail in the coffin for me because I'm just like, wow, this is really episode 2 of Christine's wedding special from last year. And I looked it up. That wedding special was released exactly a year ago today. So it's literally the same shit, the same day and everything. And we still have more of this season. And maybe the preview will show us, like, I mean, maybe we're going to get a good episode next week with Coyote Pass. I know all of the OGYs have said we're going to catch up to 2024, but I'm like, when?
I don't know. I mean, we're supposed to get up to the time of Garrison's passing, but when you see how they retrofit content, I mean, I'm not sure that season 20 isn't going to still be filled with stuff from 2022 and 2023.
Yeah.
It's just wild.
It's crazy.
It's crazy making. It's like the audacity.
I mean, really.
But we're still watching it. Now, and you did say, like, if we didn't cover this for the pod, there's no way. I would not be watching this anymore. And I know that a lot of people have opted out.
Yep. This just makes me excited, though, to get back into the Bravo universe, like when the Valley comes out, because I'm like, just give me some drama, even though like Lala and Sheena and stuff are going to be on there.
Allegedly,
like,
a little bit, yeah.
You know, like, fine, I'll deal with it, but the Valley is so much more dramalicious.
So much better.
And they give us the shit that we like to watch. They give us stuff that leaves us hanging every week, like, oh my God, I can't wait for next week's episode. It's like with Sister Wives, it's getting to the point where people dread it. And a lot of people on our YouTube and stuff, they're like, I stopped watching long ago. I just listened to your guys' podcast. And that's like a lot of people. They just listen to recaps. They don't even watch the shows. But you were saying last week the ratings went up for some reason.
Yeah, they're kind of doing this week to week. And so the week before that, they were down, but maybe that was the holidays. And then January 5th, they were up like 12%. And then we'll see what happens with like the episode this week. I don't know. But yeah, I think people are continuing to tune in to see if something changes or just to see if maybe we're done with Christine's wedding yet.
I know.
And maybe once we get back into the content around Coyote Pass and the attorneys and Janelle and Meri, like more Janelle.
I know.
We want more Janelle talking about the land.
Right.
Talking about the division of these assets. Talking about this stuff.
Right.
Jesus crackers. And I know we talk about it every week, but like that's all anybody can talk about. It's just the craziness of this situation and this show.
I mean, really, like I was messaging you today. I'm like, this episode, I'm like, what are we even going to talk about? Like, it's, there's like not much here, but we're going to make it. We're going to turn shit into gold.
We're going to turn the shit into the gold. So let's start spinning that gold.
All right. Well, we start with Christine's wedding day.
Oh, wow.
Again.
She's so excited. Baby. We're getting married.
I think I blocked out the amount of time she like made out with him in this special and all of the lip biting, and then I totally forgot about the lap dance. Like that traumatized me last season, and I forgot
about the friend of his who gave him a lap dance as well. I was like, oh Jesus!
I know, like what is going on here? And then we had to watch that again, the whole thing. Ugh. Terrible, but they get married. Everybody's happy. Isabel's getting along with David, and the end.
I loved seeing Truly go up onto the altar and say to Christine that she deserves the best. Or
yeah, I loved watching that last year too.
Yeah, I thought that was sweet. That brought a little tear to my eye. And again, when we saw Christine's dad hobble up to the staircase,
and so mean.
No, well, but I mean, he was old as hell.
Yeah,
that's an old man right there now, and just I forget what he said to David, but something like, it's going to be glorious for the rest of your life. And there were some very sweet moments. I thought the girls looked so pretty. I thought the color palette was mwah. I thought the day was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm with Janelle, like looking at all the mountains and the river. It was lovely, but I was snoring.
Yeah.
I was tired.
I was over it.
And when Christine came up to just drop it low onto his lap, and then she just kind of started simulating like gyrations of a sexual nature. Like, I'm like, that's not a lap dance. Like a lap dance is like we're dancing somewhat. We're being sexy, but you're just grinding up on this old man
that cookie.
Who's got a bad back.
Yeah.
And who might not be able to sustain everything you're laying down on him. And it was just, it was a moment, hun.
She was grinding that cookie all up on him.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Leaving that snail trail, girl. I'm serious. That's what it was. I'm sorry, but that's just like what I was thinking about. Like, ew, I'm so grossed out. But you know what? Old people deserve love too.
They do. And if they can get the mechanics to
great.
work, more power
I'm
to them.
happy for them.
I loved seeing Hunter and Maddie.
Yeah, that was great.
And I loved seeing Gabe. I loved how all of them talked about how it felt like they were a family again, because this is what the kids have been craving, because everything has fallen apart and been destroyed as a result of Cody and Robin. And so this was an event that they all came back together and had that same nostalgic vibe. So I loved seeing that.
Yeah.
And for those of you who didn't watch the wedding special last year, I'm sure it was fantastic for you to see it for the first time.
Sure, yeah.
But I was just going limp, honey. I'm just like, whoa.
I was watching it and I'm like, damn, this is really the same shit we've already seen. Like, there's
this
nothing new.
The producers are playing in our face. It's like the same scenes, but like something else that had happened in the same scene.
That was cut out from last year. Yeah.
For example, the scene with David in his hotel room with the dudes and Tony's getting introduced to his sons and sons-in-law or whatever. Last year in the wedding special, it was Tony talking about the colors or how they were dressed or something. This year, it's hi, how you doing? And Hayden is getting a shave. It's the same footage.
Yeah.
It's just a different angle with some different conversation, which is mediocre and boring AF.
Agreed. It would have been one thing if we got new footage from the wedding that we didn't get to see. Like some of the juicy bits that you saved for this season. That would have been cool. I've been fine with that. But nope. It's the exact same stuff. And look, again, I'm happy for Christine. I think it's great. I'm glad that she found her man and she's rubbing up all on him. That's awesome. But I'm bored.
Yeah.
And then we have Cody and Robin talking about how they weren't invited. Like, Cody's like, oh, I found an invitation at my sister's house. But I didn't get invited. But then it would be awkward if I was there. And then Robin's like crying about it, basically.
Right. And Cody's talking about how if he were invited and he did attend, he would have to like dance a lot and he would be showing David up. And he really likes attention.
Yeah.
And so the attention would all be on him. And so that wouldn't work. He admits that he's got FOMO, and he talks about the Brown family mosh pit, which he had referenced last year as well. And I was trying to talk to you about this on the ride over tonight. I was like, I can feel in Cody a vibe shift. Vibe check. Like, I feel like he's lighter. Like whenever these talking heads are being filmed, I feel like maybe he's processing through all of that vitriolic and hateful, poisonous rhetoric and anger we had seen for 2 to 3 seasons previously. And now he's kind of getting to a better place. But Robin seems more entrenched in her ghoulish, somber darkness, goblin energy than I've ever seen her. Like, she's really embedded in her Muppet frown.
I know.
Like, when asked about Christine and her nuptials, she's just like, yeah, I mean, I hope she's happy. I just want her to be happy if she can be. Just the worst. You finally got everything you ever wanted, honey. The only thing you're really upset about is that the world, and especially this dumpster, hates you.
For real.
We hate you because we see you.
Yeah.
And you're upset about that. And so you're trying to do all of this magician shit to make us think that things are different, but we still see you.
Yeah.
And that's what you're unhappy about. And because you're unhappy fundamentally, and you're just an awful person, generally speaking, you have to project that shit onto everybody else. You're not happy for Christine.
No, she's not happy at all. She's pissed off. And she's also butthurt that she didn't get invited, even though she wouldn't have gone.
Is she?
Robin's the kind of person that I feel like would want to be invited to shit, but just so she can decline it. Just so she can not show up. Because I was seeing people talk on Reddit that she could have gone to Gwendolyn's engagement party and she fucking didn't. So, like, you could have gone. You just didn't want to go.
Well, she did go to the engagement party. She was there with Cody when they met David for the first time. Wasn't that the engagement party?
I don't know. Somebody was saying on Reddit that she didn't get to go. She didn't go to Gwendolyn's thing.
Okay.
I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. This whole fucking season has been a blur for me because it's all the same shit that we've already seen.
You've dissociated. You're in the 5th dimension.
I literally am. I'm just like, what is even happening? But no, I mean, like, Robin, I don't know why you want us to think that you wanted to be invited to Christine's wedding. Why would she ever invite you in the
For
first
the
place?
outcasts, we've been voted off the island. No, that's not actually what happened, gaslighting biatch. What happened was you were the favorite wife. You claimed all the time from the man who had 3 other wives, all the time for yourself and your children, so that nobody else had access to this man.
Yeah.
So you voted everybody else off the island.
Yeah.
You didn't give anybody else access to the patriarch. And so don't come crying to me because you feel like an outcast.
And that was literally something they said last season too. So I'm like, is that more footage from last season?
Yes.
Because they
It's
said
the same
thing.
footage.
They said the
It's
same
the
shit.
same photograph.
I mean, really.
It's the exact same footage.
It's ridiculous. But as for the whole Cody being lighter thing, I don't think he's changed one bit. I don't think he's actually healed. I feel like he's just becoming a little bit aware, like the AI is becoming sentient, like realizing how he's coming off to the world. And because he's such a narcissist and concerned about his image, he's like, oh shit, I've got to change how I come off this season. And either that was directed by him or Robin or TLC. Somebody fucking put that in his head like, dude, the world fucking hates your guts. You need to change your tone and stop being such an absolute monster. I don't think he's grown one bit.
Well, I never said grown.
You said the change.
He seems lighter, but that doesn't necessarily connote healing to me. It just means he's tamping it down. He's avoiding it. He's not living in the active energy of it. He's not facing it. And so he's just dealing with it and moving past it. So that doesn't have anything to do with accountability to me. He just seems like he wants to move on. He wants to be with his shy and pretty wife. He wants to do that life, and he's ready to fully embody that. She does not seem to be on the same page. She seems to be unhappy. She seems to want to continue to spew that negativity. Like, this woman can't crack a smile for the life of her. Every time I see her smile, which is rare, it transforms her entire face. She looks like a different person.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
I hate people who tell women to smile so that they can look pretty. But like, Robin, you would do well to smile a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Because I don't know what's so wrong with your life in your $2.1 million mansion with all your cars and all your art and your Dickensian village. You got it all, bitch. Why ain't you smiling? Why aren't you happy?
I don't know. I don't know why she's keeping up this whole dour thing, but maybe it's because she's such a pathological liar and she's been keeping this up for the last couple seasons that she feels like she has to continue this facade for people to think that she's consistent. Because otherwise, if she starts acting happy and is like, yeah, it's great. I love living as a monogamist with Cody, my one and only husband. Fuck them other bitches. Like, I hate them. Good riddance. Like, if she was like that, people would hate her even more. So she's got to play and pretend to be sad and hopefully gain some sympathy points from people, because some people do buy it for some reason.
I don't know why, honey.
I don't get it.
Not me.
No.
I can't wait to never have to see her again.
I know.
I want them to be demoted and or fired. I want them to have the big meeting around the Mormon office table where they're being told that they're going to have to cut their wages because
oh my God,
they're not producing enough, or they're not popular enough, or like the ratings are dipping, and so we're going to have to adjust around that, and so you guys can only get, I don't know, 5,000 an episode. You're going to have to make do.
That'd be
like,
so
great. Put it on the vision board.
We should put it on the vision board.
Put it on the vision board, Justice.
Yes.
We have the vision board.
We have to hang it up.
We have to hang up the vision board.
You got to make
somewhere.
your husband do it.
I know, somewhere on the wall.
Yeah.
We haven't let the general public see the vision board.
No, we haven't.
We should do that. Maybe next week we can do the reveal for the vision board.
Yeah.
We still have to put the item, though, that represents me in my bikini body.
I got to create that.
My bikini body for 2025 needs to go on the vision board. But yes, I can't wait for that conversation to happen where he realizes he doesn't hold all the cards.
That would be great. But I don't know if that will ever happen.
It has to happen.
Well, because the fans want that to happen, so therefore it's not going to happen. Because TLC doesn't give a shit about the fans.
Flames.
Like, seriously.
Yes, I can't.
It's ridiculous. And then next we move on to Cody and Robin cutting down trees in Flagstaff.
I thought we already talked about that.
Well, we barely talked about it.
What do we
care?
care?
We talked about the wedding.
He's an idiot. He could kill himself.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows what he's doing, even though he says he's felled 1,000 trees. I don't believe you. You're not a masculine person. I'm not buying into your patriarchal rhetoric. I hate you so much. And then you sit down and you have your conversation with Robin about Christine's wedding, and you immediately launch into a bitching sesh about Christine, and she shuts you up and says, we're happy for her.
Yep.
And then Robin says to the camera, I hope that Christine can be happy.
Yeah.
Did you notice how she said that?
Yeah.
Because Christine's never fucking happy.
Yeah.
Because she's always bitching about something. Nothing is ever enough for Christine, so I hope she can be happy.
Yeah.
Is it even possible? That's what I heard.
Totally.
That's what my raccoon ears heard.
Oh, dude, you know they talk so much shit about David, the way he looks, and Christine, and how they're not going to be happy together, and that Christine should have just stayed with Cody. Like, you know they'd be talking about all of this shit at home.
Oh, yes.
Behind closed doors with several beers and some Ambien.
Yes. Getting crunk.
Yeah, 100%.
Crossfaded.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that would probably be lit.
Hey, I'm
That
down.
would be great. I know. And then we had another, like, tidbit that came out of that, though. Cody was talking about opening the door to his kids.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Well, here's another like example of, is Cody trying to say the right thing, or is Cody tipping his hand to his narcissism and his ego?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure which it is, but he's talking about how his hopes and dreams for the future include Christine finding her soulmate, having a wonderful life with David, and getting everything that she truly wants, and that he also wishes that for his children, and that for his part, and of course I'm paraphrasing, which means I'm going to sound more intelligent than he does, because I am vastly more intelligent than he is.
Word.
Vastly. He's saying something like, you know, and I will always be here holding the door open so that they can walk on through. I will always love them and be here for them. But as I'm holding that door, opening it for them to come through, I'm also holding with my other hand this diesel jeans, breakdancing pussy woman that I married, and I will never let go of her hand. So
For
if my
anyone.
kids want to walk through that door and ask me to let go of this hand, it ain't ever gonna happen. Not in a million years. Not now, not on Kolob. This woman and me are monogamous.
Yep.
So that's what he said.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Cody, couldn't you have rephrased that a little bit and just said,
Right.
the door is always open and I am happy to come to you. I am happy to call you. I am happy to camp out on your doorstep like Robin said she told him to do.
Uh-huh.
I am happy to do all of the work so that we can start our journey of healing. But no, I've got the door. The door is to my fucking house where we're going to have holidays and family meetings. And you're going to have to walk your happy ass through my door while I hold on tight, death grip to Robin. And if you don't like that, fuck off.
Yeah, essentially. Which is just like so diluted. I mean, like, as a parent, how can you say some shit like that? Like, I'm going to hold the door open, but you got to do all the work. You got to come through. You got to walk through it. I ain't going to go walk through it. If you're in North Carolina or wherever Maddie's at, you got to come out here to me. I'm not going to come visit you and your
Right.
grandchildren, my grandchildren that I haven't even met. Fuck that. Why would I do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But my door's open because I'm a good dad.
Right. But speaking of that, sidebar, somebody said something on Reddit about there being a Cody sighting last week in North Carolina.
Shut up.
Approximately 40 minutes away from where Maddie lives. But of course, McKelty's also there. And also Peyton has relocated to North Carolina, and Janelle. Janelle and that juicy booty is also on the
Stop
Tieta
it.
Farms making flowers. That juicy booty.
Juicy booty.
So he allegedly visited and or is currently visiting North Carolina for some reason. I don't know if there's a camera
Interesting.
crew. I don't know if there's something going on.
That would be interesting if he's actually trying to rekindle things. That would be great. I would love to see like a little bit of a change of heart from Cody and for him to actually put in the effort for once to
Yes.
mend things with his family that he broke, that he shattered, that he ruined all the relationships with. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
But again, because I want it, because
Right.
we want it.
Well, because
not
it's
gonna
the
happen.
right thing to do.
Well, yeah.
And any sort of well-adjusted, mentally stable
Right.
person would want that.
Right.
That is why he will not do it.
Right.
Because that man's whack.
No, he's so whack.
Wiggity.
He is wiggity whack.
Yes.
And then the last thing we have is Meri hauntifying the
Yeah.
haunted B&B.
So we were stupid because we thought she was going to be renovating that B&B.
We.
Well, I was hoping. She was going to be tearing down that wallpaper.
You went off on the B&B
the
last week.
kitchen hoodie,
Yeah.
rip it out, gut the whole thing, bring in an architect and
Yeah.
do the whole thing over.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was hoping for. But no, we're just decorating for Halloween because, Meri, that's her like happy place. It's decorating things.
Yeah.
for Christmas and holidays.
Every
and it was
holiday.
usually her who hosted for Christmas and for the holidays.
Yeah.
But after she moved to Flagstaff, she got her tree that one first year and nobody came over. Nobody
is so
ever saw
sad.
it.
That is so sad.
Nobody came to Mary's house.
No one.
Come on.
No one.
Hunter, you couldn't have come on over. Isabel.
I mean, really?
Leon.
Come
You couldn't have come on
on.
over to Mary's house.
Like, why is nobody visiting Meri?
Because nobody likes her.
Well,
and Meri actually
yeah.
admits that she was not in alignment. She wasn't resonating
Yeah.
with a lot of the people there in Flagstaff. And so now she's in Parowan. She's
Yeah.
got her haunted B&B. She's around Jen and what's his name?
Gay best friend Blair.
Blair.
Yeah.
And these people accept her for exactly who she is. They're having
Yeah.
fun. They're erecting a cemetery in the front yard. She's decorating and she seems happy.
Yeah. And I like that she's using the old flowers from their commitment ceremony to decorate the graveyard at her haunted B&B.
Yeah.
That was really good.
This is where things die.
Yeah.
These things are dead. That's why these flowers are there.
Awesome.
Of course, the producers ask her whether she knows that the wedding is happening, that Christine is marrying that weekend, and she pretends like she didn't know that specifically, but she did.
Yeah.
She does wish Christine well. She doesn't seem to be hurt that she wasn't invited.
Oh,
but
no.
really, it was only her and Robin and Cody that weren't invited.
Well, and I like the way Meri talked about it because she said, Christine expressed to me she doesn't want to have a relationship with me, and I respect that
Yes.
completely, and I don't wish anything bad on her, and I hope she's happy. And so it seems like maybe nowadays, like they're mending things because I think we saw them sitting together at something. I
Or
don't
somebody
remember.
said that they were closer.
Yeah, like
Meri,
they're talking
Janelle,
more.
and Christine are all talking now a little bit, and maybe they're joining forces against Cody, which we would love to hear about.
That would be great.
But like maybe their relationships are kind of in a better place. But at this time, they're not, and Meri seems okay with it, which, you know, I've had 3 weddings rather. Well, marriages too. And I'm trying to remember my first one. Like I've never kept anybody out
Of
of
a wedding?
Like my last wedding to my dear and handsome husband, it was just me and him and my daughter out in the trees in Colorado.
Yeah.
We didn't have an officiant because you didn't need one. We just went out there, went out into nature, had a moment, got married, and that was it. We weren't trying to keep anybody out.
Yeah.
Actually, let's go uncensored because I want to ask you something. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are back from our uncensored portion. By the way, if you want to hear all of the juicy, uncensored, and personal bits, you got to go to Patreon, honey. Patreon.com/reality TV cringe. Only the raccoons who are in the VIP dumpster
Only.
get access to that information. But we'd love to have you there.
Yeah.
So back to Meri.
Yeah.
She does acknowledge that Christine is getting married. She's heard about this and she is completely gracious. She
Yep.
understands Christine boundaries and she wants nothing but the best for Christine.
I love
I
that.
thought she handled it like a G.
Yep.
I loved to see it.
Yep, and Mary's just like living her life and she feels a little bit more liberated in her first year of divorce and she's getting used to it and I love that for her. Again, I would have loved to see more of that as opposed to
Right.
Christine grinding on David.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
And that's kind of how we end the episode, right? It's the lap dance of David's male friend.
Yeah.
And then it's the lap dance / sexual simulation of Christine for David.
Yeah.
And then everybody's partying.
Yeah.
There's the flash mob. Everybody's happy.
It's
We
great.
get some cake. And
Yeah.
then David and Christine leave the venue to start their wonderful married
bang.
life.
Yep.
And the best thing about it, the thing I was thinking about is, oh my God, we're never going to have to see this again. We're not going to have to talk about this next week.
Yep.
It's going to be out of our collective raccoon consciousness.
Thank God.
This is over.
Thank
the
God.
wedding shit is done.
I can't wait.
Thank you.
So great.
And now the season's going to end. Now the season's going to end. I bet at the end of the next episode, it's going to be, and next week on the season finale
Girl.
of Sister Wives, right
It
when
might
we're
be.
getting into the lawsuit,
Yep.
right when we get to what happens with Garrison, they're going to cut it and
Yep.
it's going to be done.
I think you're right. Unfortunately.
Because I think they hate us.
Yeah.
I think they're laughing at us.
They do.
From their bunker somewhere in Flagstaff. All these editors, all these producers are just laughing at because we come back to the trough week after week after week. And then we rage into the night, but we don't stop. Because
Right.
like raccoons, that's what we do. We eat the
Yeah,
trash.
100%. And they're like, They're sitting there in their little palaces, be like, yeah, eat the trash, you
Counting
little
their
fuckers.
fucking TLC money.
Yep, 100%.
I hate them. I hate them almost as much as Cody.
Oh, same.
Yep.
And then we have the preview, which is the best part, which is only 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Thanks, TLC.
It's great, but it's several months past since COVID or Coyote Pass has been completely paid off. Cody wants to sell it apparently, and he's got, I think, the permission of the other wives involved in it. He's got a real estate agent, and he's talking about an ex-wife that wants to screw him over, which
Janelle.
I was thinking Meri.
I was thinking, I was thinking it's going to be Janelle. He's going to think it's Janelle because I think Janelle's being a hard ass about it.
Oh my God. Well, Meri's also retaining an attorney. So that's why I'm like, maybe it is Meri. But I love it. I love to see Meri have an attorney. I want to see Janelle have one. I want to see Christine with her lawsuit, but we're not going to see that until next year probably.
Because one of our commenters actually said weeks ago, just because Cody tells Meri that he's going to be fair doesn't mean he's going to split it equitably,
right?
25% for each person.
Yep.
That's not what that means. He's going to be fair according to Cody. And this is what's going to prompt Meri to get an attorney.
Oh, yeah. He's probably going to try and get the majority of
100%
the proceeds of it.
And he has every right to because his name is on all of those plots.
I guess.
Other than what he has capitulated to and admitted on film, on screen, like he's got all the rights.
Yeah.
And Meri and Janelle, y'all let him have it. And Robin.
Yep. And Meri, you're stupid as fuck because you paid off 1/4 of the property when you don't even own 1/4 of it. You own 1/3 of one.
Just trusting him. I trust that he's going to do the right thing. Well,
why would you ever?
Now you have an attorney. We'll see how that works out for you.
Why would you ever?
The only reason she's got an attorney is because he's not doing the right thing.
Yep, 100%. And that's why he's also selling a bunch of cameos. I sent you a thing on Reddit that showed all of the like
thumbnails.
People, Cody and Meri and I think Janelle and Christine, they're all on Cameo, and it showed their prices. So like Janelle and Christine are reasonable. They're like $50 cameos. No big deal. Cody's is $149 per cameo, and then Meri's is $150.
I know. I saw that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would want to get a cameo from Janelle or Christine, not from Meri and not from Cody.
Why would I pay $150 for that? That's crazy. But yeah, Cody's selling a lot of cameos.
Okay, yeah. Somebody broke down how much they were making as well. And even though they're charging more, they're making much less than Christine and Janelle. I think like Christine made 70 or 80,000. Janelle made something like that. And then Cody's like down at 20. Meri's like down at 14,000 because we don't want it.
No.
We say no to it.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the episode.
Was that the whole preview?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. God.
Yeah.
Well, I feel in my spirit like we are winding down.
Please.
We are winding down this season. I'm just really going to be happy to get out of this season.
Yeah.
When Janelle is saying that it's been months since they've paid it off, we know they paid it off in like June of 2023.
I don't know. Somebody in the comments will probably be like, actually, what was this?
I think it was 2023, June of ish.
Yeah.
And so months later, we're talking winter
of 2023, maybe.
And maybe we're getting into 2024.
Hopefully. So like the early, because if we're going to catch up to like spring of 2024.
To Garrison, it's got to be March, April.
Yeah. So that would make sense.
So yeah, that we are winding down. We've got maybe 2 or 3 more episodes of this season. And then we are going back to rewinds.
Yes.
What are we on, season 6?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, it's so much, infinitely
much better.
So much better than these most recent seasons.
Even with the boring rewinds episodes, you know, with like the weird exchange students and stuff like that. Like, that's so much better.
And the panels on polygamy and those bitter and awful children who were escaped from polygamy.
Right.
I love all of that
and
so
Joe
much.
Darker.
Trip to the Nauvoo and to the Mormonism of it all.
I love it. And we get to see Cody's hair evolve and devolve.
God,
I can't wait until we get to the Flatiron season.
Yeah, me as well.
It's going to be great.
So even when we do the Valley, which I'm looking forward to, we're also going to be doing rewinds to stay in the sister wives energy of it all.
Yeah, because unlike TLC, we do you guys a fan service.
And we want to stay talking about it.
Yeah.
I want to just get over this part.
Yeah.
I want to get over this part.
Well, we're going to have like 4 tell-alls. So it's probably going to be into fucking March, bitch. And that's if you're right. If the 2 episodes, like if we're going to end at season 8 or episode 18, because I heard a rumor that there's going to be 26 episodes in this season.
Shut your mouth.
Yes.
Shut your lying
I'm
mouth.
serious. I'm
mouth.
literally serious.
How can we eke out?
I don't know.
20. We are on what, 17?
Yeah.
So you're talking 9 more episodes? Okay, that's not possible. Whoever started that rumor, you're full of shit. There's no way.
I don't know, girl. A lot of people are saying that it's going to be 26 episodes.
Okay. If we have 2 more episodes, that puts us through January. Then we have a million tell-all talkbacks, but those were released like within a couple of days of each other. We have the Sukiyana tell-alls. I think there's 3 or 4 of those. So we are going through February for sure.
Well, it's if we get the tell-alls and the look-backs and the talkbacks like we did last season.
Right. Which so Discovery didn't even drop for us. Like, we had to do something. We had jury
to go
rig.
onto like HBO Max or something.
We had to do something in order to get those episodes because they weren't dropping it to the people who were subscribing to Discovery Plus.
Yep.
Oh God, there's always something to be angry about with TLC.
Something. I fucking hate TLC. I fucking hate y'all.
Are they having a good? Are we? I want them to have a good time when they come.
No, I love.
We just get progressively angrier and angry about.
We're like Cody Brown.
We are. Lord Jesus. Okay, well, we're done.
Yeah.
Okay. Is
for
there
this week.
anything else that we need to say to these beautiful raccoons before? I can't believe we've talked this long.
I know. You said it was going to be a 20-minute episode. You're like, it's going to be 20 minutes. It's going to be 20 minutes.
Of this episode, I cannot believe it. But is there anything else we need to say before we get up out of here, Beatrice?
Well, if you love our podcast, please go to your favorite podcast platform and leave us a glowing 5-star review. It really helps us grow the pod so we can attract more raccoons to this dumpster, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
We're going to be back later this week because we have a lot of you who are just as upset and activated as we are and dysregulated, let's be honest, emotionally dysregulated. Yeah. And you're calling in, and so we're going to be taking your calls and addressing your concerns. So come back for that. That's going to be released on Friday of this week. Until then, please do not forget that we have nothing but love for you, and peace out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.